When you said yes to the business deal, you were so enticed by its appeal. Under the spell of wanting more, you threw your integrity right out the fucking door. You're a sellout. You're a sellout for sure. You're a sellout and you want more. You need more. You want more, yes you do. They say you're a sellout, you say you compromise. They say you turn on your people, and you say everybody is not, cannot, will not ever, ever, ever be equal. Be equal. Yes, I'm a sellout. I'll do anything I can to make it. Don't care if it hurts you. Don't care if I take from you. I'm sellout. My desires come first. My wants come first. Don't care about you. Just my brand. I hope you know. I'm a sellout, you're a sellout. I work hard so I can buy some expensive wine. I'm a sellout. My desires are important, not my peace of mind. My desires are more important than my peace of mind. I'm a sellout. I'm a sellout. I'm a brand. Goddamn. I'm a sellout. Sellout.
Wow. Sellout. You're a sellout.
Yes, I am.
Well, welcome everyone. We're Epstein Hassan, and last show that we did, Stevie Sports came on, and he's been a long-time fan of Bruce Springsteen, and he was kind of disappointed in Bruce because during the Super Bowl, Bruce Springsteen appeared during a commercial, a 2-minute commercial that he did for Jeep, and he got paid $5 million for a 2-minute song. I believe that's $2.5 million a minute, which is good money. But, you know, Stevie was saying, and I agree with Stevie, actually. Sometimes he and I are seeing, you know, here's Springsteen. Here's Springsteen, a 72-year-old guy who they say is worth, I believe, $500 million.
Yes.
And Bruce Springsteen is a major rock star. He's a superstar. So obviously, he's a capitalist. Nobody's saying he's not a capitalist. He's a very ambitious person. You don't get to be the boss if you're not super ambitious and super driven. But there was one thing about Bruce Springsteen was that he never did commercials. He never did products, brand stuff like that. He tried to sell his show, his music, but he didn't do that. So at 72, when you got $500 million...
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, why would you now sell Jeep during the Super Bowl? Yeah. Now, the other part of it was that the song that he wrote was one of these songs kind of like, you know, we're all American, we're all brothers. Let's, you know, forget about Trump. He doesn't say those words, but that's the basic meaning. And we can find like common ground.
Right.
And, you know, I totally disagree with that. There is no common ground. Half this country is white supremacists. half this country is not white supremacists.
Yeah,
and
it
there's
is.
no, like, you can't really find middle ground with racists and Nazis.
They don't want a middle
and
ground.
The crowd.
They're
very
clear.
They're very clear. They're very
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. They
On
don't
that
want a
side,
middle
they're
ground,
not. What
you
middle
know?
ground?
Yeah. People ain't talk to them.
It's like the Republicans blocked everything that Obama did for 8 years. They never once felt bad, like, you know
No.
what, maybe we should do one thing. No,
Never.
they didn't let him get a Supreme Court judge.
No.
Now the Democrats are back in charge. They have the House, they have the Senate,
And we still can't get the
and they have and the
wage.
presidency.
Yeah.
So far, in the first month, we got no universal health care.
Nothing.
We have no that thing. Biden said he was going to give us the public option.
Nothing.
The $7.50 national minimum wage. They can't get it to 15. I mean, so it seems like when the Democrats are in charge, they're always compromising.
Yeah,
but
because they're so scared they don't want to offend anybody.
But back to Bruce. So Bruce makes this terrible song, this Kumbaya song, and sells out his entire career. He's selling Jeep. By the way, Jeep is not only made by Americans. Like a lot of people at first were saying, well, he's trying to support American workers.
What's made in
Investigate
America?
that. And then some amazing shit happens. Like what's
Karma.
instant karma. Like instant karma.
Yeah, you can't
Like,
get more
the
instant.
day after this all happens, suddenly we look in the newspaper and Bruce Springsteen was arrested for drunk driving. Now, Bruce Springsteen, another thing about Bruce is he's always been very anti-drug. He was never supposed to be that kind of guy. But it turns out he really wasn't even that drunk. It just seems like the police were fucking
Somebody
with him.
set him up.
Because he's kind of a Black Lives Matter supporter and New Jersey police.
Yeah.
But it was almost like if that, you might also say that God was pissed at Bruce. And that's how I'm preferring to see it. God said, you fucking sold out. Brucella, you sold out. Brucella, Tata Shana, you sold out. You're Bruce, you're the boss. You don't need the money. You got $500 million, you're almost dead. Why are you going to do a commercial for Jeep? I'm going to get you arrested, and I'm God. I can do this kind of shit because I'm pissed off. The last person on earth that I thought would do a commercial for Jeep was Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
Like last few months ago, Bob Dylan sold all his music to some company for $300 million, but Bob Dylan had done commercials. He had already sold out. So Bruce sold out. And I'm a person from a different time, Hassan. So are you. Like people didn't sell out. So I'm like really upset about this. And then after reading that Bruce gets arrested, I'm also
You were
reading...
real depressed by that, too.
That being arrested?
Yeah,
I wasn't impressed about he got arrested.
Yeah,
I was
sad.
about the sellout shit.
Yeah.
No, that really did.
Yeah.
But then I'm reading that this guy did this whole study going into high schools and dealing with teenagers and talking about the whole concept of a sellout. And what he discovered was this generation of teenagers, they don't even know what the term sellout means. And he tried to explain, it's like when an artist takes his art and no longer does it for art's sake, it's more commercial. They didn't even have a clue what that meant because to them, they've grown up in an era where everybody's a brand, everyone's a commodity, everyone sells out.
And everything and everyone has a price.
Everybody wants to expand their brand.
Yes,
So
yes.
The way these kids would think of it is like, well, Springsteen opened up his market by doing the Jeep commercial to people who might not have known him, although it's hard to understand that, but maybe they drive a Jeep, and then other people want to buy a Jeep, so he's just expanding his brand. And I started to think that this generation has been conditioned not to see a sellout. They don't see it that way.
They want to know how many likes can they get, what they can do on TikTok. In fact, a lot of the influencers work with corporations to help get these people in so that they can become consumers and brands.
Bigger brands.
Yeah, so they're working with all of these influencers to get them in there.
So I started realizing something, and it's kind of like, okay, I see Bruce Springsteen as selling out. Mm-hmm. I see that. I see other artists selling out, like when they go from being a rock star to being a judge on what's his name? Steven Tyler went from Aerosmith, and then suddenly he's on a reality TV show as a judge. To me, you're a huge sellout. Even someone like Howard Stern, when he went on after mocking reality TV shows and those shows, then he gets paid like $20 million. Suddenly he's a judge.
Who did we just hear was on American? Somebody we just heard was really
Katy Perry. But these people, you expect them to sell out. I didn't expect Bruce, but I got this idea when I read about these young people. I realized something. Our day is done. Our day is done.
Oh yeah.
There's a new world that we're living in, and to these young people, this isn't a sellout. that this is the way you are. You're all about expanding your market, expanding your brand. They've been conditioned and brainwashed this way. We came from a different time.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to tell you, I read something. Because it's not just selling out a product, it's even selling out yourself. Like, I read this, it said teen health, depression, anxiety, and social phobia are rising in kids because the stress of, you know, when you were coming up, maybe you had 5 friends, your parents, maybe a teacher or something that you were concerned about whether or not they liked you. Now, you put something on TikTok, you get one hit, you're fucked up. So all of this wanting to sell out, they see it as it's really an acknowledgement of who I am.
Because they actually have been addicted to screens and they've addicted to the social media, and they really do believe that there is no, that the old way of being, like, it's not, it's the old way of being.
Yes.
Things have shifted.
Absolutely.
There are no more. Why don't you tell them about the Zappa thing?
Now, some of you, if you're around our age, you know about the artist, Frank Zappa. This was written by Michael Dwyer, and the title, I think, speaks on its own. He calls it Brilliant, Broke, and Willfully Annoying, the Sad Legacy of Frank Zappa. Now, Frank Zappa was an artist who was ahead of his time. I'm going to give you one of his quotes. He says in one of his quotes, his art, though sometimes intercepting with pop and rock, was never meant to be popular. He never wanted his art to be popular. That's not why he did it.
To him, Zappa was basically saying, how many records you sell doesn't mean how good you are.
Yes.
See, that's the big shift. That's where these young people, to them, Cardi B sells the most records. That means she's the best.
Yes.
And if you're a jazz artist that sells 4 copies, to them, you're a failure. And they've won.
Yes.
Frank Zappa, he did his own thing.
Yeah, he did. He says the whole idea of selling large numbers of items in order to determine quality is what's really repulsive about it. An artist, a very serious artist who made a commitment quite early in his life to live for his art and what the consequences of the choice were on him. And what the consequences of the choice was, when he died, his family, they had no money. In fact, Lady Gaga purchased his house because he was broke.
Well, what he did was he was paying like a 75-piece orchestra because he got away from record labels. He basically was serious about his art and presenting. He didn't care if you thought it was good. It wasn't based. He never had big selling records. He had a large cult kind of following.
Yes.
And we were talking about how those, you have to admit defeat, and that's what I'm here to do. I am here to admit defeat.
Are we admitting defeat?
We're admitting defeat. Sellouts. There's no more. And by the way, if anybody, we're doing like a YouTube show here. So, if anybody is interested in giving us a network show, we will sell out so fucking fast. There's never been too big sellouts. With all this shit about Springsteen selling out, he sold out for $5 million. We'll sell out for $50. If you give us $50, we'll promote your shit right on the air, right here. But Hassan, you have to admit defeat. Our generation, the 60s and the 70s,
not the same.
We were crushed.
Yes.
We were crushed.
Yes.
And the big problem is all the smart kids, all those kids, the meritocracy people, the kids that did great in school, they took over Wall Street, they took over our government.
Changed the whole rhythm.
And they were such pathetic, greedy motherfuckers that they destroyed the whole, like, peace and love 60s, 70s shit, went down the drain. So these kids, they look at us like, why wouldn't you promote, why wouldn't you sell out? Why wouldn't you?
Yes. What is wrong with selling out?
There's nothing wrong with it.
You're selling your product out to the public.
Selling, that's the thing. Everything is about, and look, our whole political system has been bought and sold. When Moscow Mitch and the Republicans are taking money from foreign governments because it's dark money. They call it dark money. You don't know who's giving it. Like, it's pretty clear that somehow the Republicans have, Mitch McConnell, Trump, Lindsey Graham, they're all getting money from Russia. It's pretty obvious. But they've been bought. And the Democrats have been bought too. They've been bought by other people, but it's billionaires buying everyone. So everybody has sold out. Doctors sell out. They give you products you don't need because they got money from the pharmaceutical industry.
And we have a friend who's a doctor, and I remember once he was saying that there are doctors now who are coming up. They don't want to go into research on how to cure AIDS, how to cure cancer. No, they want to do plastic surgery.
Because that's the money.
Because
Everybody
that's where the
sells
money
out.
is. That's where the money is.
This show today is looking at sellouts. So you have the Epstein and Hassan, Frank Zappa school, that you do your own thing, you have integrity. And then we have the young people that, no, that's done. That it's not actually selling out, it's being smart.
Like you
it's
go
being
on,
smart.
yeah,
oh,
you go on. Is that somebody there?
Yeah. It's either someone there or I'm banging on the table really hard.
For no reason at all? You're losing
I'm not really
your
sure
mind?
why, but it seems like somebody must be there. So, and I kind of felt bad about Springsteen. Not that I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. Years ago, I liked some of his music. Over the last number of years, I haven't really found his music that interesting. But I always kind of liked him because he was like one of the last people that wasn't doing television commercials, that wasn't putting his name on products. So it was kind of weird karma, you have to admit, that like the day after he sells his soul to the devil, which is giant corporations, they are the devil. That's who runs this country and who runs this world. It's international corporations. People make this statement, about freedom of speech. When you work for a corporation, you don't have freedom of speech. You have no freedom of speech. You have no freedom of privacy. The First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, you can't carry a gun to work, so that's the Second Amendment. Corporations, there's freedom of speech. You don't have freedom of speech at your job. If you work, let's say, for a big corporation, and you go, and let's say Disney, that woman who just got fired because she said some outrageous stuff, she doesn't have freedom of speech. Yes, she can go outside in the street as she's walking and say what she wants, but if you work for a big corporation and you say anything that's controversial, they're going to fire your ass. You're going to have a YouTube show. You're not going to be on the networks. If you say anything that's out of, there's no freedom of speech. They can look at your computers at your job. You have no freedom of privacy. No freedom. Oh, hey, come on in. Who is it?
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's the great Joe Keys, the legendary Joe Keys.
At the door, man. It's cold outside.
All right, you had a key, man. I didn't know you needed me.
I don't live here, man. I really got a key.
So, we've been talking about sellouts. I don't know if you heard about Springsteen selling out. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's your view on the whole sellout thing?
Look,
He's Joe Keys' dirty truth teller.
Black people got a whole different view about selling out. For us, what it means is any black person that's, isn't helping blacks advance. Like if you ain't helping us, we call that a sellout. You acting white, You go to a white environment as opposed to a black environment. We call that a sellout.
Mm-hmm.
But see, my personal feeling about it is it depends on the situation and the person. Now, for instance, as a musician, when you get offered a gig, right? Like I got offered gigs, right, that I didn't do because I knew that what they were going to do to me was going to put me in a situation that compromised my integrity.
Oh, so you're old school. You're like us and Frank Zappa. You're not a sellout.
Yeah. But see, today, that kind of shit is not important. I got about 2 colleges that I go to that I teach, right? I got one of them, I don't know what the word they call it, them rich women that take care of you, man. They think that I'm brilliant and I'm smart, so, you get a lot of them in Europe, they like jazz, What you call them women, man? Now, not that word, man. They invest in your career.
They're like, not a mentor. They're
something like that. Patron or something like that. Yeah, I got a few of them. But
they're like patrons of the art. They give you, they support you so that you give them some of that big black,
No, man, I give them jazz. Man, I give them jazz.
You give them jazz.
If you want that, I give it to you.
No, I don't want it. I'm just saying that,
No, not you, man.
Oh, you will do
The
that.
fuck
Talk to the
outta here.
camera. What are you telling
No,
me
I'm telling
for?
you
No,
that
there's
shit.
the camera over there.
No, you said that. I'm telling you that shit. But let me tell you all something. A sellout, see, is somebody that's more concerned with their own than how it benefits others. And it's a catchy thing, because you know when Rosa Parks was on the damn bus, right? There are people that she sold out because they wanted to get on the fucking bus to go to work. And they was pissed at her. So it really depends on you. For myself personally, now I'm at that stage that I'm looking at sellout a little differently now. Because a lot of musicians now don't have work. Not just because of COVID, because it is fucking electronic shit. But I'm sorry, man. There's just certain shit I'm not going to do, right? I'm not going to play music to a group of people that don't appreciate, understand jazz. And you're going to have to pay me a salary to do it. You know, they always want musicians, you know, come and do my kid's wedding, you know. You're going to fucking pay me. You're going to pay me. Now, my integrity, it's negotiable.
For enough money, you have no
It's
integrity.
negotiable,
Yeah.
man.
That's pretty funny. Like that's sort of the way Hassan and I are. Like we talk a lot of shit about integrity, but you know, nobody's offered us any serious money. Like if they
I'll
did,
do bar mitzvahs,
we'll do. You know, Jeep.
funerals.
Since you, well, by the way, Jeep took the commercial off the air from the Springsteen thing. Yeah, they did because you know he drunk drove. He's a drunk driver, so that's not good for your product. So we're here to tell you, Jeep. They paid him $5 million. Hassan and I, or me and you could do it. Maybe Epstein and Keys.
Yeah.
We'll do your commercial for Jeep.
Yeah.
Just imagine that, like a buddy movie, right?
Yeah,
Me and Joe, we'll be driving in the Jeep.
Yeah, who's driving?
You know, I'll drive.
Go fucking with me, Miss Daisy.
Now I'll be driving and you'll be there, and we'll be on a road trip.
Yeah.
This just came into my mind. We'll do a Jeep commercial, me and you.
Yeah.
We'll be driving along, a white guy and a black guy, showing American brotherhood. How we getting along
Certain places
now?
we can't be going, man.
No, but I'm just saying for the commercial.
can't drive
in the commercial,
down
you can
south.
do that though. In a commercial, we could drive wherever we want. You know, and we'll show how America in like since the month that Trump is gone, brotherhood is back.
Yeah, but see, you got.
That's a great idea, Jeep.
I just thought of some before I go, man.
I even have a better idea. Well, be me and you in the Jeep. We'll have two hot women in the car with us,
No,
and that'll teach
no,
people.
no.
No, listen to what I'm saying. That'll show people that even two losers like us, if you're driving a Jeep, can get hot women. Just think of that. Like Springsteen, of course he can get hot women.
Yeah, but
Jeep,
who gonna pay for
Jeep,
the
this
food?
is a great idea. Just think about
Fuck that shit, man.
Two losers, two old guys like us.
I'm not a loser, man.
We can get laid
I can get
because we're
laid.
driving a Jeep.
You can't get
That's
laid.
a great commercial. That's a concept.
No, man,
I'm like, trust
fuck
me,
that
Jeep.
shit. I can lay a brick, motherfucker.
But this is a giving Jeep an idea here.
Fuck that shit. I want a Cadillac.
You want a Cadillac?
I want a Cadillac.
But they're not offering a
Baby
commercial.
blue Cadillac. But don't you remember, like, Bradford Marsalis, when he was on that show and Jay Leno wanted him to clown around? He's like, fuck that shit.
Right, he had integrity.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's seen him since then. I mean, but he had integrity. He had integrity. And his brother's a much bigger star, but gone. Yeah, Jay's gone.
Go on, Jay.
No, you don't want to be on the show anymore. Jimmy Fallon has he has about as many viewers as Epstein and Hassan.
The roots he got.
Yeah, he's not doing well. I mean, remember when he did something with Trump? He touched Trump's hair and people got really pissed at him. He kind of sold out.
Do that for me?
I mean, I don't know how Jimmy Fallon could sell out. I mean, he already sold out like 100 million times.
No.
But Jeep, if you're interested, we'll do the commercial. How much? $500 each? $500 each?
You need to call me.
Call me. I'm trying to do this.
No, man, call me.
All right, we're getting a knock on the door. Wait, I hear something. Oh, our technical stuff on this show is great.
Really great.
We're very professional.
Answer the door.
I'm going.
Let me tell y'all something. When you're selling out, just make sure that when you sell out, you can come back and do your shit. Because whoever you're selling out to, they got something in their pocket they ain't telling you about. That's what I don't like about these motherfuckers when they offer you a deal, right? And you think that you getting something. You ain't getting shit. You know, how many black people wrote songs and wrote music and they ain't got no credit for the shit? I don't like that shit, man. Come on in. I know who it is. Stevie Sports, man.
Joe Keys!
What's up, my man?
Joe, what's happening, my brother?
It's
My brother.
COVID, man. I don't
This whole
shake
brother
hands.
thing now. I'm like a brother.
killing
We're
me,
almost
man.
brothers. Me and you.
Yeah,
Oh, Joe.
yeah. I don't shake hands.
So I'm here. Let me get my leg. My
How's
leg
your
is kind of
leg?
stuck over there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know the whole theme of the
No,
show. They got a theme
I've been
today.
yelling, man.
I disagree with the whole theme of this show. Let me just tell you. I disagree with the theme of this show.
Get the fuck out of here.
I do. I disagree.
But what's the problem?
Sell out, to me, is a good thing.
Hey, what the fuck, man?
Let's just say when the coronavirus things ends, right?
That shit ain't never in.
Let's say Epstein and Hassan get back to doing their live show in the Alchemical Theater on West 14th
Yeah,
Street.
yeah.
Where they ran their show every Saturday for like 5 years.
Yeah. All right. What's your
Every
problem?
once in a while, they sold out. The show sold out. They got smart. Instead of playing in a big space when, it's half empty, they played in a little space. And then they put a sign up, sold out. And they felt good because it was sold out.
But you talking about another kind of sold out.
But that's my whole point. That's my point. I don't know if you know about this, Joe. But for many years, I've been studying the Buddhist teachings. I'm a Buddhist. Yes, I study the Buddhist teachings. And Buddha said something very interesting.
You're spitting on me, man.
Buddha said that, your mind creates your reality. That there's nothing outside of your mind that's real. Everything you see out there, Joe.
Let me tell you something.
Now, let me finish my point.
That woman I had in bed last night was not out, was fucking over there.
No, she wasn't over there.
That bitch was right. Excuse my language, lady. That woman was laying right there.
No,
next
she
to me.
wasn't. She was just an appearance to your mind. That woman that you were going down on, you were eating her and munching on her and licking her. Am I right?
You there?
Am I right or wrong?
You're right, but were you there?
But there was no woman there outside of your mind.
Get the fuck.
She was an appearance to your mind like a hallucination.
She was an appearance to my mind, man. She was an appearance to that $50 I gave her.
You gave her $50 for all that action. That's
a week.
A week. But listen to what I'm saying. So everything, these are just words. Sell out. Why do you get mad at Bruce Springsteen for making a few bucks? He needs to make a living,
He
like
don't need
Steve
to make
Cohn,
no
the
money.
Met guy. He needs to make a living with
All
$14
these
billion.
motherfuckers out here just ripping off poor people.
But I'm going to tell you something very deep, Joe. Even this show right now.
Yeah.
Some people think it's good. Some people think it's bad. Who's right? Nobody's right. According to Buddha,
Tell you who's right.
the only show you see is the show in your mind.
Wait a minute.
Your mind creates your show.
Is Buddha on a baseball team or something?
What do you mean by that?
You always about sports. What's this with this Buddha, man?
I'm not just a limited guy about sports. I have a lot of views, opinions on things.
Ah, man.
So what I'm here to tell you is, sell out is just a word.
Okay, let me ask you
Sell
something.
out.
Let me ask you something.
Doesn't good or bad.
You're at a game, right? And they say to you, man, we want you to say this certain thing so that a sponsor will pay more money. But if you say that, it's going to make the other team look bad, but they're going to give you a big bank, man. They're going to give you a big bag. What you going to do?
I am a man of integrity. I will tell the truth as Steve E. Sports sees it, which is why I'm on this show, Dirty Truth Tellers. I'm just trying to widen your mind, Joe. You seem limited. You seem like your mind is very limited.
Get off of me the right bag. Nah, I'm lying. I'm going to tell you the truth, man. There's certain shit I'm not going to do.
No, of course not. Of course you're not going to do it.
I don't care how rich you are. I'm not going in another woman's house and fuck her in her man's bed. Now, if you got a double bed in the room, then we can get on one, but not the one he sleep on, see? That's integrity.
That is integrity.
Yeah.
That's very integrity. That I like. I mean, I like that about you.
Yeah.
But what I'm here to say, and my final thing I'm going to say about this thing, words have no actual meaning from their own side.
Deep
See, this is deep shit. This is not like your usual YouTube kind of stuff that you're going to see.
Deep, man.
Words are just we just make a decision. Like, we say that this is a pen, right? I'll prove it to you. Where's the pen? Show me the pen. Point to the pen.
Are you blind? It's right there.
No, but you just pointed to the plastic. Where's the pen?
That's the pen.
No, now you're pointing to the top.
That's
All
the
this
pen,
is, let
man.
me explain this to you. This is a collection of parts that we name pen.
You see this? Do you see this?
I see a fist.
All right, that's not outside your mind, mother.
No, that fist might be down inside my throat,
You
and
got
that's
it, man.
exactly
I
it.
gotta go, man.
I gotta go too. So
Where you
who's
going?
going? We both gotta go because they gotta close the show.
All right, man. Why don't you go?
But you gotta go first because
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
take off your hat and you.
What are you stripping me, man?
I'll just talk more stuff while I'm here.
See you later. And let me tell you something. Sell out is selling in. Decide what you want to do. And know that every action you take got a consequences. Ask Bruce.
That's karma. That's Buddha stuff. You just said Buddha
That's
stuff.
black people stuff.
That's
man.
Buddha.
That's black.
Maybe Buddha's last name was Jones. Buddha Jones.
Buddha Jones, man. I got it.
Buddha Jones.
Yeah. See you later, man.
Now let me tell you something about Bruce Springsteen. Epstein said that God punished him for selling out. Just think how bad he must feel. You spend your whole life building up a reputation that you're a man of the people, a working class guy, even though you never did a day's work in your life other than being a musician. But everybody thinks of you like you're a blue-collar guy. You don't make any money this year because of the corona, so you figure they're giving me $5 million. I'll write a song, and it'll be great. Who guesses that a day later you get arrested drunk driving? And you did a commercial for a car. If you did a commercial for some other shit, you could keep the job, but you can't be a drunk driver and sell cars. Because you got the Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, and they are the biggest yentas. They will be protesting outside the Jeep dealerships for the rest of the time. So, I'm here to talk to you.
Joe.
Oh, she's back.
Goodbye, Joe.
She's back. Hey, Hassan, it's me, Steve E. Sports.
I know. What are you doing here?
Well, I was just here doing some Buddhist teaching. I know that you're a practicing Buddhist, so I was telling people about emptiness, about that there's no pen here outside of your mind.
Yes.
I figured let me get a little deep. Joe was very confused. He went into this whole thing about blacks and that Buddhism was black. And yeah, you know, you guys discovered everything. We know that. Anyway, it was good seeing you, and I'll be back next week.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
See, I'm going to put some lipstick on for you guys. Yeah.
I'm back.
Where'd you go?
I am back. Do I look crazy?
Yes, you
Oh,
look
my
out
hair
of
is
your
like,
mind.
oh,
Yes,
wow.
yes.
So anyway, Hassan, that was our show. We wanted to do a show a little different today. We wanted to take a deep look at the word sellout. Whether there's such a thing as a sellout. You know, Frank Zappa's days are done. Epstein and Hassan's days are done. Today we're in a new TikTok world, a world where you can't sell out. Because,
Even comedy's different, Epstein. Even in terms of selling comedy. It's
because you can't say a lot of things. It's
Yes.
kind of a weird thing.
Yes.
It's very uptight right now about everything on one level, and then it's not uptight at all on another level. But it's Black History Month still, so
Yes,
let's do a shout out,
Yes.
a Black History shout out.
Yes.
Hassan.
Now, this Black History shout out that I have, where is it? Where
Your notes
is it?
tonight have been great.
Yes. Okay. Where is it?
Your
Shut
notes-
up.
You didn't have,
Okay.
you didn't have your Zappa
Okay.
quote ready. You didn't have any of your notes. Your notes were 27 pages
27
of notes.
pages of
For a
notes.
show
Yes.
that's
Yes.
12 seconds.
Okay. Now, for Black History Month, it's Esther Jones, Baby Esther, or you might know her as Betty Boop. That's right. Epstein and Hassan celebrate Betty Boop.
Betty Boop.
That's right. Now let me give you a little information.
She was the
on her.
voice of Betty Boop?
No, Betty Boop was a black woman.
Okay.
Now I'm going to give you a little history on her. African-American jazz singer and entertainer from Harlem. She appeared in at least one animated scene in the popular Popeye the Sailor Man series. But soon after, she was transformed into a white woman and remained so until her character was finally retired.
Wasn't that a cartoon, though?
Betty Boop was a singer,
Oh, I don't know.
and she used to perform in Harlem. And she had that voice and that
then they made
boop,
it into
boop,
a
beep,
cartoon.
boop. Yes.
Okay.
And when she appeared in the
Whitey steals everything.
When she appeared
Who knew that? Did
in
you
the
know that?
old Popeye, she was black.
Unbelievable.
You
Whitey.
probably can't even
You
find
couldn't even
that
leave
one
Betty
now.
fucking Boop alone. You had to steal that shit.
No.
You stole everything. Elvis stole
But let me
his whole
just finish. It's estimated that the Betty Boop franchise generated millions of dollars in revenue from television networks sales, and meanwhile, the very woman who inspired the character, Baby Esther, was never compensated in any way. In fact,
should be a brand.
She never even really achieved mainstream success. During her career, she was mostly only known locally in the New York City area, and she reportedly died at a very young age. So, Betty Boop, you didn't get your due. We're giving it to you, Epstein and Hassan. Celebrating Black History Month.
What was her name again?
Betty Boop.
What was the woman's name?
Oh, her name was
her name. Betty Boop. Betty Boop.
They called her.
Shit! Look at these notes, folks. Let me
I have it right here.
Let me show people how many notes you got.
No,
let me just do it. Come on. Let me just show you how many notes this woman has. Okay, look at it.
It comes from being a school teacher.
People think we're winging this show. She's got 47 pages of notes. She can't find a goddamn thing. Oh, Esther Jones.
Esther Jones. They called her Baby Esther and Betty Boop, but she originated that oop oop beep doop.
Okay, that was great. So you took like 12 minutes on Betty Boop. So fuck you today. You ready?
Yes.
Fuck you, Joe Manchin.
Yeah.
You senator from South Carolina.
That's right.
He's from West Virginia.
That's right.
You're the guy blocking the minimum wage going from $7.50 to $15. And
really?
You're supposed to be a Democrat.
Really?
Really, Joe? Really? And your daughter, she's a big pharmaceutical executive that jacked up the price of a product from like $300 to $16,000.
Yes.
That was okay, Joe?
Yes.
Joe Manchin.
Fuck you.
We're Epstein and Hassan. Sell out, folks. Don't end up like Betty fucking Boop.
That's right.
The Jackies will be here to give you their opinion on selling out. Thank you very much.
Betty Boop, oop oop be doo.
What's this whole bullshit about selling out?
What do they mean selling out? They would be happy if 5 people subscribe.
Exactly. They're lying through their teeth.
They'd sell out in a fucking minute. They just can't find anybody to sell out to.
Exactly. Springsteen, that guy's almost 100 years old.
He don't give a fuck.
That guy used to be born to run.
Yes, now he's crawling and
Now he's crawling. He's drunk.
Yeah.
And he's cheap.
Yeah.
Imagine the executives from Cheap.
Yeah.
Let's spend $5 million.
You know they're mad on a song that it made no sense.
We'll give this to Bruce Springsteen. He's as clean as they come.
Yeah, no other people out there.
Nobody else to be trusted.
But somebody set him up. They said, fuck Bruce Springsteen.
Because Bruce Springsteen he wants everybody to get along.
Yeah.
It's like getting along with like Hitler and Stalin.
Not gonna happen. Idi Amin, no.
I love Hassan's notes.
Yeah, she has a lot of notes.
She had so many notes but couldn't find anything.
Not a damn thing. No notes.
Not a thing. But now she'll say to Epstein afterwards later, she'll go, why did you bring that up?
Yeah.
You made me look bad.
Yeah.
Fuck Niels.
Yeah. Betty Boop.
I hate Betty Boop.
You love her and you know it.
Licked her clit.
Yeah.